Broken for Fabregas. Now it's Iniesta.
Goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen.
Moves inside Ronaldo.
The World Cup is a global event that captures the imaginations of billions of people around the world. For a month every 4 years, the world comes together to watch the best teams in the world. Since the first World Cup in 1930, there have been countless moments of drama, joy, heartbreak, and suspense. From unheralded underdogs upsetting giants to late goals that decided the outcome of the tournament, these are the moments that have made the World Cup the greatest sporting event in the world. Hello guys, I am John from Amazing Videos TV. Today we will talk about top 10 greatest moments in World Cup history. To stay up to date with our future videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified each time we post new videos. So without any ado, let's dive into the video. 10. The Cruyff Turn, 1974. Few footballers ever have particular skills named after them. Penalty pioneer Antonin Panenka is another one of a select club, but the lead architect of total football certainly left his mark in an indelible moment at the 1974 World Cup Finals. In a match between his bewitching Netherlands team and Sweden, Johan Cruyff sent Jan Olsen reeling with a spine-bending dummy that was to become the Mercurial Maestro's signature move. Cruyff had his back to goal at Dortmund's Westfalenstadion and was closely marked, but managed to slip away from his man by seamlessly dropping a shoulder and flicking the ball between his own legs, leaving Olsen trailing helplessly behind. 9. Miroslav Klose, 2014. Having earlier become only the third player to score in 4 World Cups and joined Brazil's Ronaldo on a record mark of 15 finals goals overall, Miroslav Klose went on to establish himself as undisputed top dog on an incredible evening in Belo Horizonte. Germany's 7-1 hiding of their Brazilian hosts in the semi-final will not only live long in the memory due to its sheer shock value and the scale of the Seleção's implosion, but the veteran striker also secured his place in history by becoming the World Cup's all-time leading scorer. Klose's record breaker was the German's second of the match, and when he turned home the rebound after Julio Cesar had saved his initial shot, his 16th goal on the game's grandest stage set a new bar for others to reach in the future. 8. The Save of the Century, 1970. During the group stage of the 1970 finals, amid the heat of Guadalajara, Pelé tied to power a perfectly directed header at the bottom corner of England's goal, but Banks turned in midair and stretched the very tips of his right hand to somehow scoop the ball away, upwards and over the bar. As it traveled goalwards, the Brazilian striker called out goal, but his opponent's incredible acrobatics resulted in a superb save Pelé later said he didn't think possible. Banks only knew he had kept the ball out when he heard the crowd's roar and his stunned teammates showed their appreciation. 7. Götze wins the World Cup 2014. Still deadlocked deep into extra time, the 2014 final was a tense affair, which required a rare moment of magic to decide the destiny of FIFA's trophy. Turning to his bench in the 88th minute, Germany coach Joachim Löw had told 22-year-old Mario Götze he would be the man to make the difference, and the prophetic Bundestrainer was soon proved right in spectacular circumstances. With just 7 minutes left on the clock, André Schürrle sprinted down the wing and spotted Götze's burst into the Argentina area. When the ball arrived in the box, in one magnificent movement, Götze took the ball on his chest, then volleyed unerringly into the net. The Maracana erupted and Germany had both hands on their 4th World Cup. 6. Rossi stuns Brazil, 1982. The 1982 Seleção were white-hot favorites to win the World Cup finals in Spain. However, 3 moments of mastery from eventual champions, Italy eliminated them after a classic encounter in Barcelona, where inferior goal difference meant they had to ditch a defensive game plan and win to reach the semi-finals. Thanks to a player previously banned for his involvement in a major betting scandal back at home, the Azzurri stunned both Brazil and their worldwide army of admirers as a clinical hat trick from Paolo Rossi, who had yet to score in the tournament, gave them the lead on 3 separate occasions. Each time the Brazilians equalized via superb strikes from Socrates and Falcao, the predatory Rossi, later awarded the tournament's Golden Boot, was on hand to defy perhaps the greatest team never to win the World Cup. 5. Pelé crowned king, 1958. When 17-year-old Pelé found the net against Wales in the quarterfinals of the 1958 World Cup in Sweden, he not only became the competition's youngest ever scorer, but also launched his name into newspapers and bulletins all around the globe. Later labeling the strike as the most important goal I've ever scored, the confidence gleaned from such a goal helped the teenager go on to record a hat trick against France in the semis or bagging a brace in a 5-2 win over the hosts in the final. Even in defeat, the Swedish fans applauded the newly crowned king. As well as ultimately clearing the path for Brazil's first world title, Pelé's strike versus Wales proved the launching pad for a spectacular career at World Cups and beyond. 4. Zizou heads France to a first World Cup, 1998. At its apex was a midfield maestro of maximum intensity, and the sublimely gifted Zinedine Zidane twice brought to bear his sheer force of will against many pundits' favorites, Brazil, in the final. Leaping peerlessly into the Paris night, Zizou bladed home a pair unstoppable headers following corners, despite later claiming, "I've never been very good with my head."
Et but Zidane. Deuxième but de Zidane. Je vous avais dit, il y avait le corner qui venait, il y a eu 2 corners, et c'est le doublé de Zinedine Zidane.
His moments of magic put Le Blues in a virtually unassailable position, and they went on to lift the trophy for the first time ever. 3. Tardelli, 1982. In blurry images sent across the world, one man's joy, and that of his football-mad nation, was written all over Marco Tardelli's face after the Italy midfielder powered home an unstoppable shot to put his team 2 goals ahead in the 1982 final with just 20 minutes left to play. Surely sealing victory over the teak-tough West Germans, the scorer's arms were splayed, eyes wide with disbelief, before his head shook incredulously and tears began to flow. Followed by his delirious teammates, Tardelli ran into the embrace of everyone waiting on the touchline, ultimately disappearing from view as a mass of bodies enveloped the man who had just won the World Cup. Football, before all else, is a game of emotions, and never more so was that apparent than when Tardelli took flight at the Bernabeu. 2. Maradona, 1986. Diego Maradona's opening goal in Argentina's quarter-final clash with England stands above all others, given the prize at stake and ill feeling between the two recently warring nations. Some 4 minutes later, the diminutive playmaker would go on to score one of the great World Cup goals of all time, but it was his first strike which earned eternal notoriety and an almost villainous appeal. Otherwise alone inside the England area, Maradona contested the ball with towering goalkeeper Peter Shilton, who measured 8 inches taller and did so with his left arm outstretched. His fist, raised close to his head, touched the ball first and sent it tumbling into the back of the net. Mischievously, Maradona began to celebrate, glancing sideways at the referee and the linesman for confirmation. The goal was given and history was made. 1. Brazil, 1970. One of the all-time great Brazilian teams, if not the very greatest, had made it through to their 4th World Cup final in some style and were favorites to prevail against a strong Italian side. The scintillating Selecao went ahead through Pelé's early goal, then were hauled back by the Azzurri before going into the final 5 minutes 3-1 ahead and on the cusp of sporting immortality. Embodying all that is thrilling about the people's game, such fluid movement and apparently effortless intuition was worth more than a mere goal. Surely the greatest moment to grace a World Cup final had seen all but one of the Brazilians take at least one touch throughout a mesmerizing sequence. At its conclusion, English commentator Kenneth Wolstenholme memorably exclaimed, "Oh, that was sheer delightful football." The World Cup has produced many great moments in its history. From miraculous goals to unforgettable games, the World Cup has something for everyone. The fun and excitement of the World Cup will continue until the end of the world, and we too will continue to highlight these fun moments. Okay guys, Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you found it entertaining. Do you remember exciting moments in the World Cup that were not mentioned in this video? Let us know in the comments section, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.